Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to take a look at Wayne Kramer, who recently passed away. He was the guitar player, one of them, for the MC5 of Detroit, who famously in 1968 were part of the White Panther Party. It was started by their manager, John Sinclair. After the MC5, it kind of flamed out around 72. He got himself in trouble, went to prison in 1975 for drug dealing, got out in 79, became a carpenter for about 10 years, but was also gigging with people. But he was really making his living as a carpenter, which he loved. Said he loved working with his hands. About 94 or so, he signed a contract with Epitaph Records, and he started putting out some solo albums for the first time, and they were pretty good. I have a couple of them. I've only got one here in front of me, which has the song we're going to look at today. This is called Dangerous Madness from 1996, the second one on Epitaph, and we're going to be looking at a song today called Back to Detroit. Talking about his old neighborhoods in Detroit where GM and Ford and all the auto places kind of left town and kind of left it in ruin. And so he's talking about that and what it used to be like and what it's like now and all that. So it's kind of a social commentary. But I thought it was a pretty good song. Kind of on the low-key side, but it's still worth hearing. So, Adrian, have you heard this song before?
I have not.
Okay. Well, let's go take a look.
It's a hard wind that blows through the buildings and empty lots. Corner of Michigan and 31st waits in ruin, and the echoes of the happy shoppers faded long, long, long ago. Back when Chrysler, GM and Ford went mad with greed. Oh, how we hoped it would turn out right. Could ride his bike through any neighborhood in town. No fear of getting jacked for his sneakers. Drive-bys only happen to the Purple Gang. Back before the rebellion of 67. Turn out right. Moving back to Detroit. Drove down from St. Clair and it took all night. Going back to Detroit. Yeah, from East Grand Boulevard to Michigan and 31st, over to Livernois and Warren, and then the Upper Duplex at Elmer and McGraw Street, and then the big move to our own whole house in Lincoln Park, which shattered into a rental in Taylor, and the endless search for the great good place was redeemed by the power of loud electric guitars. Up the river it's all forests and secret trails, forts and swamps and dogs and boats. The day held 1,000,000 adventures for a boy of 7. But that was before the time of later ghosts. Lost paradise left behind. Huck Finn hits the street in the neon light. Hold against hope, it'll turn out right. Going back to Detroit. Drove down from Algonac and it took all night. Going back to Detroit.
Right.
I have to say, I like the way it ended with the drums.
Yeah, I am not certain. I need to look it up. I think that's probably the band Clawhammer that's backing him up on that. They backed him up for a significant portion of those records. So I should mention, the first one was called The Hard Stuff. It came out in 95, and we might cover a song from that one too. But this is Dangerous Minds, again, from 96. I highly recommend both albums. I think I might actually like this one a little better, but it's close. You know, they're both very worthy. For the most part, the songs are more up than that. And he does do that monologue thing through a lot of the songs, and it's a really good technique for him. It's kind of an indictment on the auto companies for leaving and basically destroying the economy, the local economy, since they were such a big part of it. So that's what that's all about. Hard wind blows through the buildings and empty lots as the corner of Michigan and 31st waits in ruin, and the echoes of happy shoppers faded long ago, back when Chrysler, GM, and Ford went mad with greed.
I picked up some of that. You know, I knew it was about going back to Detroit. You know, the motor. You know, the auto companies packing up and going, I guess, and
yeah, and
sort of
deciding
a shell of its former self.
Yeah, trying to go back and realizing it's going to be really hard.
Yeah,
because it's totally different and in ruins, basically. So that's that song. I just thought it was a very interesting song. It's a little different than a lot of the stuff that he puts out. It's felt like Neil Young almost, you know, a little bit.
Yeah.
The style that he used.
Didn't feel like something you would expect from somebody from MC5.
Perhaps, but it's a social commentary song. And that was very much what the MC5 was about.
Yes.
Granted, it wasn't loud and thrashy like most of the stuff, but I mean, even MC5 had a ballad or two, you know, like Let Me Try off Back in the USA. Straight up ballad.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Let me try. Hey, hey.
It's all about the artist and what he's able to do and what he's able to convey. And he just, you know.
Yeah, I guess I was just talking about the sound of it, the general sound, but
well,
yeah, I mean, you add in the lyrics. Yeah, there is social commentary there.
it's his hometown, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's in ruins now. So it's his hometown and it's been destroyed. And that's a very personal thing. Yeah. That's why it has that mood. Yeah. See, so that's why I thought it would be a great one to bring up. Folks, if you enjoyed this, we can always do some more. There's actually another track or two I would love to bring in that have a lot more energy and kind of show where he was at. But regardless, I would recommend those albums if you don't already know about them. Okay, folks, so if you have any suggestions for us having to do with Wayne Kramer, if you ever saw him play live, whether it was solo or with the MC5, that would be really cool. But I'd love to hear about his solo gigs, too, or anytime he sat in with anybody, because he played with a lot of people in the 80s and 90s. Let us know about it. We'd really love to hear about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks very much, folks, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care.
See y'all later.